Our players are ready. Manila, are you ready? One more time, Manila, are you ready? It's time for the Reyes Cup to begin.
Wow, what a reception and what an occasion this is going to be. 5 of Asia's finest about to go head-to-head with the reigning Mosconi Cup winners, Team Europe. A slightly different team to the one that beat USA in December, of course. And Eklund Kachi, the world number 2, one of the headline acts, but not firing on all cylinders of late. And how much confidence will Asia, in particular Johan Chua, take from what happened in Hanoi a matter of days ago? The man from the Philippines enjoying the greatest night in his individual career. First up then, we get to see all 10 players in action. So let's get it underway in the company of Jeremy Jones and Phil Yates.
Abby, great job as normal. Welcome everyone. The talking is over and finally the action begins. You know, it was 30 years ago when the first Mosconi Cup was played at the rather modest Romford Roller Bowl. USA won 16-12. Little did we know then the impact of matchroom sports on the world of international pool and on the world of international Nineball matches. This is something else. It is the colossal continental clash everybody's been waiting for. And I couldn't have anyone better in the commentary box to help me through it than my pal Jeremy Jones. You know, Jeremy, of course you were involved as the USA captain in the last Mosconi Cup, and you might think watching at home, well, this team match is just an introductory thing, but the team match at the Mosconi last year, I thought, really set the tone of the whole thing. You well know Shane Van Boning missed that 7 ball, and from there on, everything seemed to go against your team. It's already a very loud atmosphere. I don't think Jeremy and I have ever sat closer together while we're commentating. You know, last week I heard a couple of players say, well, you know, in these sprint race to 9s or race to 10s, and of course in their mind they aren't a sprint. So what is a race to 5? It's brutal. And I think the 30-second shot clock, as Biardo plays a cracker there, I think it is so important for the entertainment value of the match, because under this kind of pressure with so much at stake, if there was no shot clock, it could lead to some very ponderous visits to the table. Yeah, semi-finalist in Hanoi, but one has to say, including that semi-final, there are a few performances that were not Biardo-esque. Stretching but in, and the mentality here in this team match is rather like a footballer taking a penalty. When they win their rack, they feel relief. Team Asia draw first blood, and hear the roar of the Manila fans. Carlo Biardo loving that. It's only one small step on a very lengthy road to the Reyes Cup, but already Asia are in the ascendancy. And that viewers' verdict, 92% said that Asia were going to win the team match. Who knows? I thought it was ludicrous, but they might be right. Is involved later in the season. He plays in match 3, which is the first singles contest against Wong Wang. You know, for an inaugural tournament, the crowd here, and let's face it, this is evening number 1, the crowd, extensive, enthusiastic, engaged, and come Friday night, because the majority of them are Asian fans, of course, they hope to be ecstatic. Side there, listening to the guidance of Reyes. When I came into the Philippines, I landed and we went through immigration. The gentleman who took off passport said, "What are you here for?" And I told him I was commentating on this tournament. He went, "Do you know Reyes?" And I said, "Well, I know all about him." And he said, "He is the greatest." And I don't think there's any disputing that. Certainly that's the prevailing view in this part of the world.
Second rank, Team Europe, the great. Training 1-0.
Shaw has got that team mentality. I suppose the best analogy would be someone like Ian Poulter in the Ryder Cup. Yeah, attack is the natural instinct offshore. I think last week at the Hanoi Open, as he defended the title, it was a case for him of flair with care. Yeah, Eagle Eye fell off his perch there. He missed that by a mile. This is a basketball stadium. They love their hoops in the Philippines. It's part of a sporting complex, actually. Right next to this stadium is the Athletics and Football Stadium, where the Philippines have played home national matches. And then down the road, you've got the Rizal Memorial Baseball Stadium, where in 1934 the first two players to hit home runs were those Bronx Bombers, Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth. So plenty of sporting history on this one street alone, and more to be made over the next few days. Now, what about action here? There's that cheer. There's that cheer again. The 5'9" Karam. Yap is on target. Team Asia double their lead. And Jason Shaw, the talisman of many a European team in the Mosconi Cup, suffers early disappointment.
Mike can hear you, so Mike's going to just repeat your words.
Okay. Okay. So do you think it is appropriate to start a shot clock now?
Yeah, if Mike can hear you, then it should be fine.
Johan
Right,
Chur
because obviously now
off the
it's
bench,
2-0 and that
ready
might have
to
made a
get
difference
going,
with the
and
shot clock. You know what
it's
I'm
clear
saying?
he can't wait.
Do you think it's a drop of the team match?
I believe so.
Dave?
When it comes to confidence, Chur is off the charts. He won a minor World Nineball Tour ranking event in Shanghai earlier this year. Now he's a major winner at the Hanoi Open. Factor in as well, runs to the semi-final of the World Nineball Championship in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and the Night Shot Dubai Open, plus plenty of other good results as well. And it's clear that Chur is a coming force, who, by the way, is up to number 6 in the World Nineball Tour rankings. It's not been a good year for Yap, but a big performance here, and all of a sudden his self-belief would go through the roof, which I can confirm is still intact despite that 5'9" Karam. Chur chomping at the bit, waiting for the referee Marcel Eckhart to rack the balls. He can't wait to get underway on home soil, or more accurately on home felt.
The third rack. Team Asia to break, leading the match by 2 racks to 0.
One in the side. Two in the open. All the other balls in the open. You can't wish for much better, especially when you're full of confidence like Chur. Oh, but like Jason Shaw before him, badly misjudged that one. To the same pocket that Shaw failed to knock his ball into. So Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, last year's world champion, a golden chance falls to him to get Europe off the mark. Not the most experienced player, FSR, in terms of the Mosconi Cup. This year will be his third time representing Europe in that. But he's had enough experience to know what to expect. He cannot be missing balls like that. Straight in. Okay, these middle pockets are unforgiving, but that was, by any stretch, a very bad miss, and he was really lucky where the full ball came to rest. Lucky in terms of not leaving a pot, but he might be in trouble.
No, we can't.
Now this is allowed. FSR not just bringing in a pair of eyes, he's bringing in
Guys,
eagle
can't have
eye
it for that long, please.
in a consultancy role. I don't think he'll want that one back. When you play a shot like that, you rely a lot on the table, and it seemed to be rolling pretty true. Johan Schur knows if he can win this rack, a 3-0 advantage for Team Asia would be substantial in this format with alternate breaks. Remember, each point is decided by a race to 5. That's all. How about that? So thin, so accurate. As they used to say, there is many a slip between cup and lip, but Schur will be very annoyed if he doesn't run out here. There's no reason at all. Wanted to stun past the black. He just made the slightest of contacts, but it made not the slightest of difference. That's why he's saluting the crowd. And that's why Johan Schur is 2 pots away, make that 1 pot away from giving the homeboys a 3-0 lead. Team Asia make a dream start to the inaugural Reyes Cup in the team match. They lead Europe 3-0.
Come two.
Anything working? Anything working?
Can you hear me, Jeremy, now, yeah? Perfect, okay. Okay. Welcome back to the Ninoy Aquino Stadium,
Thank you. It's the 4th
in
rack.
which the
Team Europe
decibels
training
are
by
already
the US
rather
today.
loud, and that's because Team Asia, led by Efren Batareyes from right here in the Philippines, has taken an early 3-0 lead over Team Europe in the introductory team contest, which is a race to 5. So David Al-Qaedi needs to stop the bleeding for Europe.
Yeah, absolutely, Phil. And what I was concerned
Push out
about
call.
looking at that last game, Johan Schur took on a very difficult fin cut from distance, where Fran, FSR, he'd elected to play safe on a very similar shot right before. So Team Asia maybe not feeling the nerves like Team Europe at the moment.
I feel like a liberated man, Jeremy. The first 3 racks we had a few technical difficulties with your microphone. I couldn't hear you, but I can loud and clear now. So I feel as though I'm like a high wire walker with a safety net again.
Well, that's nicer than it should be, Phil. But yeah, good to be back on here sweating this action, and maybe never a bigger moment for this man at the table right now. We all know what kind of game he has, and the talent's through the roof, the shot making unbelievable, but it's always going to come down to some heady decisions in these team matches. Trying to use the green 6. Did get the cue ball near the cushion. So, you know, the one question mark we talk about David at times is the long ball, right? And once he gets control, he's a beautiful position player, keeps the cue ball very tidy. No one's better on the planet tactically than maybe his good buddy FSR. So we'll see. Supposed to shoot from here.
Now you might be saying, well, are there better players in Asia than Duong Kok Wang? Well, he won the Scottish Open this year. He beat Shane Van Boening in the World Championship last year. And of course his inclusion in this tournament, which is a showcase, let's say it, a showcase for the game. His inclusion in this tournament is bound to lead to a further interesting pool in Vietnam. So all of those things could hardly be more positive.
Get that pretty sweet. Team Asia is going to be happy with that for sure. David, who's a master of the slip table when kicking at the ball, going rail first. Referee's going to have to be on top of this one if he's going 2 rails to the back of the blue 2. If he does that, he could fluke the 7, I think. It's somewhat of a kiss shot if he catches the 2 thin.
Foul shot. Ball in hand.
It really is amazing, as Jeremy was saying when we couldn't hear him, about the slick table, how you see kicks missed, and it's pretty much always on the narrow side.
Yeah, I like taking away the 2-7 combination here, Phil, rather than the open 2, just because you see he's got to track the cue ball later from the 6 to the 7 back down to the 8. If he takes away the combination, or takes away the 7 with the combination with ball in hand, now he's got the 5, 6, 8 on the bottom with very minimal cue ball movement. Now that's something a teammate can speak up about as well. This got a little awkward. Oh, miscue. Very accurate miscue at that.
Yeah, the cue ball left the surface of the table, and I think a few of the Asian fans left their seats.
Yeah, good for him. He wasn't applying any side spin. This is awkward as well. Oh, really good. Really good. So this is where he's going to have to rely on a little of those skills he has. He's not going to be able to get very close to the 7. I don't think so anyways. And it's really not the correct play. Just 2 rails forward out to the center. Take a little cut shot. Well, he's moved the ball out of that pocket, so that means he may be putting a lot of power, which he definitely possesses. Okay, a lot of times you don't mind being thinner on that ball. That's why most players would track the cue ball 2 rails out to the center of the table, even if the cut's a bit thinner on the brown. Watch out for the corner where he's standing with the cue ball.
Now that was a really good sign for me. The head was still. He delivered the cue with minimal nervousness.
And really, so far, Team Asia getting all the time at the table.
After Reyes clapping, and why not? Make that 4-0. You know, the Spanish influence here in the Philippines is considerable. They arrived in this country in the late 16th century. But the Spanish, for Team Europe, so far tonight, have not arrived. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, and now both he and David Alcaide have been beaten, and Team Asia are one rack away from starting the contest with a whitewash.
Yeah, to be a fly on the wall right there, already maybe some question marks to Marcel. I'm not sure what that's about. Usually get some type of updates, and there he is. Go, greatest there to do it. Again, like Johan Chua a lot in my mind, really makes Efren so unique. Of course, his knowledge, but he just did it kind of his way always. I think Johan Chua is a lot the same.
There was a big cheer here at the Ninoy Aquino Stadium when that 9-ball went in, and I was just imagining a 3-hour flight away in Hanoi, all the people watching there. If you're listening to this, you should be proud of your man, Duong Kwok Lang. What a start he's made to major international team pool. He looked as cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, especially after the miscue, the next shot was not easy. He really killed the ball nicely between the 6 and 8, and then finished off from there with a nice ground 7 in the upper left corner. So a lot of little things for Team Asia, not only winning games and looks like a big favorite to win this first point, getting all kinds of different little shots, tough ones and safeties. Good stuff so far.
And now no let up in terms of the excellence of Asia. It's Ko Pin Yi into battle.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll be the case in this match, but we have more team matches to come, and interesting to me that they put Huang, right? They put him in the spot, the 4 spot. The 4 spot plays the hill game, just in case the match goes to 4 apiece. So that's showing a lot of heart in a man that, you know, has had less experience on the big stage than the other 4. I think he's got a pocket here. I think the 1 does squeeze by the 3. I could be fooled. I think it does go. Kind of awkward. He has all the cue ball. I don't really like going forward. I like drawing this more myself. Yeah. Seems like when you have just a portion of the pocket, I've always felt this. The top image seems to be a little more, you just may miss your mark, I think.
And of course, the last time he played a match was that Hanoi Open final where he missed some very uncharacteristic balls. A 9 late on, a green 6-ball in the second rack on the verge of leading 2-0.
My gut tells me that was Ko Pin Yi's last shot in this game. I really think Mickey's gonna hold up overall. Now he caught the 8. He wanted to catch it more full. So just as I mentioned a moment ago, maybe we're going to see Ko Pin Yi more in just a moment.
Kraus is a man on form. Even when he lost in the Hanoi Open, it was only 10-9 to Shane Van Bonen. After being 9-6 up, it was a classic contest in which both players performed at a very high level.
Now he's going for a kiss shot on the 9, trying to get Europe on the board.
That's the way to do it. Mickey Kraus delivers when more experienced teammates could not. The rookie steps forward.
Now the rotation is turned over, so if you're on the 9 breaking in on your first go around, then you get to break the ball, so maybe you can start to turn things around a bit.
You know, Mickey Kraus, Johan Chua and Robbie Capito, who's not here, Capito from Hong Kong. Michael McMullen told me this last weekend. All of them were outside the top 50 in the World Nineball Tour rankings on January the 1st this year. All of them have now won major World Nineball Tour ranking events. Now that says a lot for the way the tour is set up in providing opportunities for upward mobility. Capito was brilliant at the UK Open. Obviously, Chua was at the weekend. But I think, in many respects, the biggest breakthrough has been Kraus. He's emerged over the last 9 or 10 months, not just as a tournament winner, but one of the world's best.
Thank you. It's rack 6, Team Europe to break, trailing the match by 4 extra 1.
Incredible talent. I've kept my eye on him for a while just because, you know, that ranking really, don't think reflected. He lost a lot of close matches and big moments to great players. And, you know, he took it on the chin and now it's like showing all that hard work. Oh, wow. We haven't seen that break in a while. I love seeing it. The big man can really unload on the rack. It's something fun to watch. Now, you won't see a one ball exit quicker all week than when Eklinkachi breaks. Okay, difficult spot here. He may have a small piece. No future offensively with the 3 and the 7. You can see near the 9. Pink 4 hanging in the lower left. That always makes the safety a little more difficult, it seems. Easy to give up some type of kiss shot or a combination. No push out here though. That's interesting to me, really. Cue ball's lost.
Eklinkachi, the man responsible for the most expensive scratch in World Nineball Tour history, scratches there. It was 14-14 in the final of the World Nineball against Fedor Gorst. He scratched with a safety, lost the match, lost his chance of claiming a king's ransom, and now he scratched on a safety again.
Yeah, and Eklund, you know, we always talk about his power and so much ability offensively, but he's great tactically as well. You wouldn't believe how many players. Wow, look at this cue ball, a little short. Good thing for him, the pink's hanging and not very demanding for position, but definitely makes for a missable ball. But what I was going to get at, though, is when you have a ball tied up like that 3 and that 7, you really don't want to take any kind of chances if you're Eklund there. You want to develop a push out, maybe get into a little bit of battle. He must have liked it. Surprised he's elevating here. Well, that wasn't as much about that shot. It was really about the ball and hand shot. To me, to end up short on the red 3 with the pink hanging, that's definitely an unforced error. Now Kachi really gets to throw the mistake away. Okay, a nice shot there. Drawing the cue ball underneath the purple 5. Would have loved a little more angle probably to move the cue ball easily, but he's got plenty of power. Kind of needs some type of angle on the green 6 of some sort to produce something on the brown 7. Got that angle I was talking about. Maybe a little more distance away from the green 6. Definitely missable. We're playing on the standard 4-inch pocket on the World Nineball Tour. We saw them kind of rear their teeth with that missed 3 a moment ago.
Giving that 7 every care and attention. keep the match alive. Mission accomplished, and it wasn't tripled, was it? So Carlo Viado was short of shape on the free, with a wonderful chance to put the finishing touches. He didn't take the chance, and now it's 4-2.
Saying he didn't touch it whatsoever, but I read that
bit of a crude fix, but there's a speaker on the desk in there that does.
Things have changed slightly here on night one of the inaugural Reyes Cup. At 4-0 to Asia, the team match was nothing short of a party. Now though, mistakes from Copigny, a missed three ball after a positional shot from Carlo Viado mean that Asia has dropped 2 consecutive racks. And in this volatile format, anything could still happen.
Team Asia is breaking on the hill, leading by 4-2.
Yapland first time around against Jason Shaw. Can Eagle Eye make amends?
Yeah, he's gotten the ball down. One over the corner. The jump should actually be, he's a favorite to make it. He certainly won't push out. We'll see on the screen here in a moment. The pink 4 got kissed by the cue ball right there and tied up with the black 8. Now, good thing for Yap, or whoever gets the first look at the red 3. It's in a great position to open the 4-8. So nothing bigger for Team Asia this first shot at the 1. finish off the red 3 to open the 4 and 8. That's a good sign for Aloysius Yap. I mean, a jump shot can be as nervous as anything.
The angle is there. He needs to be accurate, but it is viable.
And you got to let the draw take. You don't want to go into this breakout with a lot of speed anyways. Calm the nerves. Well, you know, I think he's got a pocket maybe in the right middle. Some safety options, but I think the shot itself may be as good as the safety, really. Well, that tells me maybe it doesn't pass the brown. So I tell you, I really keep it simple here, I think I try to thin the pink, lay it underneath the brown, and go up table with the cue ball. Just leave some distance. Yeah, just like that. Just make Europe earn it while Asia's on the hill.
Yeah, just to clarify the rules, you do need to hit a cushion after the shot, but either with object or cue ball, the white hit the side cushion.
Yeah, he knows he has a little piece of it, but from distance, you know, is there any future in that little piece? Is there any kind of action on the 9 maybe coming off the edge of the pink? Instead, he's gonna try and play for a little, like, you know, little luck. Try and hit the pink solid. He may fluke the 7 in the middle. You never know, the pink could go off the 7 in the opposite middle. Big favorite to hit it, trying to create something. Didn't want. Opens the door. Awkward cueing over the 9. And the 5 and 6 are no picnic. It's in Yap's hand to get this first point.
The third chance Team Asia have had in this team match to slam the door.
And he's gotten pretty nice here. One of his best shots with those kind of sweet stroke he has, just kind of laying the cue ball there. I would minimize the cue ball movement and take the green 6, even though tougher, to the lower left. Okay, not a whole lot of angle here. 7 doesn't pass the 9. Don't think you want to put a ton of speed trying to get out for the 7 in the lower left. I think you got to roll past this ball here. Makes the 6 a bit more makeable.
Individually, 2024 has been a year of going backwards for Aloysius Yap. What a big performance here at the Reyes Cup would do for him in terms of the feel-good factor returning.
That wasn't close. Just kind of shouldered the ball a little bit.
No feel-good factor there, Jeremy.
No, and kind of feel like he just kind of tried to cinch it, you know what I mean? And didn't really swing with a ton of confidence. And Jason, what looks like a very easy shot, but near the rail with the cue ball, needs a little speed.
Simply sensational. Scotland beats Singapore. And Team Asia, yet to beat Team Europe in this opening contest. Could we see a wholesale turnaround? And Asia stunned out of the gate.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like just something to talk about. 4-0, that talks about what, right? Maybe putting them in that full-hill position to play if it comes about. I didn't think it was gonna, but just being away from it.
Coming to the plate for Asia, Johan Chua, called the latest major titleist. Up against Francisco Sanchez-Ruiz, who only a few weeks ago won the Paris Open in Vietnam. And then your prediction might come true, Jeremy. Hok Hok Wang in that hill match. That's if Europe win this one. It's all down to FSR.
Yeah, pardon me for not knowing 100%. I wonder, you know, with the team match going on every day now, right, the first 3 days, do they have to vary the team order from each day? You know, because you got Coping League only playing one game no matter what.
Very interesting thought. I must check that out for tomorrow, because I think we're going to see team matches start for the first 3 days, as you say. So it will be a relevant point. In the Mosconi Cup, we have the team match to introduce the players. But in previous years, it's been
I think if you
team
approach
match
the
and
table,
not one, and that's it.
music.
It's been
If you approach
exclusively
the
doubles
table,
and
stop the
singles.
music.
This is a little different.
No matter, even if Asia's able to win this with a 4-0 lead, Team Europe
The
will
eighth
get a lot
break,
more
Team
time
Europe
at
to
the
break,
table.
trailing 4-3.
We're going to get a look. A good one, too. Close quarters here on the blue, too. I think it does pass the pink. No problem.
Small sample size, Jeremy, admittedly, but the table does seem to be breaking nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can't ask for much more in such a heavy situation, right? For Fran, especially, maybe let a little bit get away in this opening game. But the 3, 4, 5 on this end, the 6, 7, 8 on the opposite end. Not going to be a ton of cue ball movement here in rack number 8. Really setting us up for an incredible rack number 9.
Our erstwhile commentary colleague Carl Boys will be sweating this now. I don't think I've ever seen him chew his fingernails, but there's always a first.
Well, I've been watching their bench as much as it's been shown, and I don't think anyone's had more water over there than Carl. He's the nerves are flowing, and I understand his position.
We've seen a few balls missed into that top right-hand pocket. I've got a theory that Carl's trousers are dazzling the players.
Okay, he can draw this out. He can go forward, no problem. Whichever he prefers. And it looks like to me, of course, there's some slide on the table, but not as much as I anticipated to start, especially day 1 in the first match. Rails, I wouldn't say, of course, checking too much, but seems like they are predictable. He's got plenty of angle here. The right-hander can reach anything on the black 8. Really, he'll just come 1 rail up.
Two balls away from a very timely break and run out.
Yeah, he's close to it here, so he'll just pinch the cue ball, kind of come 1 rail at the 9. Little draw stroke.
glorious unpredictability of international team pool. We've seen so many turnarounds at the Mosconi Cup. The blueprint is clearly being carried on into the Reyes Cup. At 4-0, it seemed almost a formality. Everything that could have gone wrong for Europe had gone wrong. The Asians were playing very nicely, but taking Youngston every ball in then Oliviano failed to get position ideally on the three, then he missed the three. The shot was 7 on the threshold of closing the match down. And now, all rests on that man. Vietnam's Wong Quoc Wan.
Vietnam played pretty well. It's just that the insurer can have a really good match. But I think there was a lot of pressure there for him trying to perform so well. Let's see what happens, because this is all about pressure. Hill there in the first match. Reyes Cup.
This might come across as being overly dramatic, and I will use the word might. This match might influence the whole shebang.
Fine, kid, it is sliding the rack.
Well, I think it definitely
Yeah, he just break.
one. All right, one ball down, cue ball behind the rack, and this is not what they wanted to see. Of course, you want a shot, but facing one of the best tactical players in the game, and David Alcady. So if you're new to 9-ball pool, this will be our first push out of the match. And after the break, if you're the breaker on a ball made, or the incoming player after a dry break, you have the option to declare push out and then push the cue ball wherever you want. And the incoming player has the option to
Push
take
out
the
call.
shot or pass it back. Always a huge part of the game at this level, and I think maybe none more huge than the team aspect in these short races.
David, it's your choice.
I think David takes this unless he's just kind of overly nervous. This is pretty easy to fan the 2 on the left side and come down below all these balls, knocking the 2 to the right side rail. Big favorite to get the snooker. May even go for it. He did. Has he got enough speed? We should have another offensive shot here. It's not easy. A little awkward cueing. But I think you got to go, Phil.
One of the great appeals of the Reyes Cup was its competitive nature on paper. You can't have more competitive on table than this opening team affair.
And you want to dig on the cue ball there, and I didn't really see a whole lot wrong with the stroke. He looks pretty comfortable to me as a whole. Now, much more difficult safety option than he had in the first, but he wanted to attack, that being David.
Yeah, he stroked in a really nice 7-ball long from distance, which indicated he'd settled down.
Yeah, I was kind of curious if he may play this instead of going thin like he may have tried in the opener. He may go heavier here, trying to bang the 2 down below these balls and just the cue ball on the left long rail. This is going to get between the pink. Oh, it hit the pink, which is the worst case for David. Now, he did bump the pink over a little bit, so there'll be a little position problem there, and not really for the pink so much, Phil. It's being able to get on the purple from that tough pink ball.
The crowd hushed, fully understanding the significance of this visit.
And I'll tell you something that would help Wang here is if the purple 5 went in the right middle between the 8 and 9. That kind of looks like when he plays the 3 and the 4, what's the real options? Because when you shoot this 3 ball, you really can't threaten to just barely go by the 9. I think that's a bit risky. I think you got to come over and get a pretty heavy angle on the pink. Oh, he went 3 rails. Watch out, 7 ball. He's okay. That's a great sign there. A lot of guys, especially their first time, would just kind of drift up table 1 rail. Now how are you feeling? You want to kill this with some inside? All Efren Reyes. Combination on the 5-6 is pretty nasty, but the good thing about trying to get maybe good on the 5-6, you can evaluate with balls close. You may have a safety in return. All right, he's gotten perfect. Just bang the 5 away, 2 rails by the 6, and just hold the cue ball behind the black 8. Now realize the new felt does draw a bit easier, so don't let the cue ball get away.
A louder cheer for a hook you've never heard.
Yeah, and you know, everything makes a difference. Him gluing him to the black 8 has made everything more difficult. He's either going to have to elevate and swerve softly to the rail to create an angle, or go a couple rails here from the bottom end back up the table. All right, Marcel's got to be on top of this. This will be right English also, so all ball fouls. Doesn't get any better than that. I always talk about Wang where he can handle, you know, he can keep up with a lot of these guys offensively, but does he have all the shots when it comes to the tactical side? Ooh, I thought he would kick behind this like a kick and stick. This could get away. Beautiful touch.
The touch of a surgeon.
Not frozen.
And you could hear Marcel announcing that ball's not frozen. So David has a little more liberty on the soft kick. Rare at this level. This next shot, you may just lay on top of the purple because it's pretty difficult to do much if you're David.
Absolutely absorbing this opening contest. If they're all as good as this, by the end of the 4 days, nerves will be shredded.
Right-hander's going to have a little trouble reaching this comfortably. Yeah. Jason's saying just to get some separation, go to the end rail and back down. I'm not sure here.
Remember, Shaw is the European captain at the Mosconi Cup, and if he does the same thing there, it'll be akin to the Sevi Ballesteros Ryder Cup captaincy when he was heavily involved, it seemed, with every shot played at Valderrama.
I don't really think I would do a whole lot with David. I think I'd let him just kind of do what he wants. He's so good tactically, and he's going to be more comfortable with certain shots than maybe Jason is, or vice versa.
Oh no! Behind the back, and now behind the 8 ball.
Well, I think believe it kind of felt like there was a little bit of concern with the cue ball. All right, just wants to stay off the rail as he comes across. That's the main thing. Got a little thinner on this green 6 than he probably wanted, but still not bad. Black 8 has 2 pockets on the bottom end, so just as long as you don't get too missable on the brown 7, that's the key. Is he coming 3 cushions again? Oh, beautiful cue delivery there.
He doesn't seem phased at all, does he?
No,
Don't lean over though and compromise your alignment.
Well, I'll tell you, if you watched him prior to this last game, the Case game, it looked like he couldn't hardly swallow. But at the table, and since the game has started, it's looked very calm. Here, just make sure you commit one way or another. Are you going to the second cushion, or are you just kind of floating out to the middle?
I've never seen Cole Boys move so fast. He jumped out of his seat onto his feet. What a miss. What a blunder. And it's that 7 ball again. We were talking about Shane Van Boning's miss on the 7 in the team match at the Moscone last year. And now it crops up once more. Can Al-Qaedi hold himself together?
And if you watch the 7 go down the rail, it didn't look terrible. It just shows you on day 1 how tough these pockets are playing.
Caught the cushion before the pocket, and it's a ball he will never forget. This is simply extraordinary. It looked like being victory for Vietnam. But now it's awful for Asia. Ecstasy for Europe. They were 4-0 down in the team match. Can you believe they've come back to win 5-4 after Team Asia let slip so many chances to get over the line? Efren Reyes boys are behind after the first match of the inaugural Reyes Cup. What a start here in Manila.
That is unbelievable.